Kory Savage is a senior pre-vet major turned clothing designer and CEO of his own clothing line, Savy Brands Clothing. His clothing line was recently accepted on Kickstarter to be a project to possibly receive full funding, and it all started by helping his roommate with a school project.
One day I was in Florida, people watching, did an internship there for Walt Disney World, happiest place on earth. And they ended up, when I didn't have to do my pre-vet stuff, I people watched. And one day I noticed a group of people from China go up to some people that were from England, and they couldn't communicate whatsoever. But the guy had a Hello Kitty shirt on, which is really trendy in China. And so they were like, "Oh, where'd you get that shirt? I've never seen it before." But of course, they didn't know what was going on, so they communicated with hand signals and pointed at this guy's T-shirt and realized that it was cool. And they smiled, and they actually hung out the rest of the day. And I thought it was cool how two different ethnicities and cultures came together over a T-shirt.
Funding for Kickstarter is all or nothing. Projects must reach their funding goals to receive any money. If Kory can reach his goal, Kickstarter funding could help him promote his company more widely, as well as purchasing a printing press to produce high-quality shirts at an affordable rate.
One of the things that was in my mind when I actually did create this line was, make something that everyone could either notice or something that they wanted to say, like, "Oh, where did you get that from?"
Even some big-name stars you may recognize have recently purchased items from the Savy Brands Clothing, and one of them has performed at the CFSB Center.
My goal was to get noticed by somebody that can make Savy Brands Clothing go to the next level, and that's recently been accomplished. Waka Flocka, who's a hip-hop artist, he bought one, and Colt Ford, who opened up for Florida Georgia Line, he recently placed an order when he came here for homecoming.
Kory set a goal to raise $4,400 in donations. His project went public on October 21st, and he has 35 days to reach his goal.
And so my next goal would have to be to get it into a store, and then I want to say after I get it into a store, my next goal would be to make it to where it's cheap enough to where everyone can support it, but at the same time still priced to where there's some kind of like a Ralph Lauren thing where it's kind of distinguished and it's not super easy to get a hold of, but at the same time, you know what it is. If you really like it and you really support it, you're going to go out and try to find it.
Isaiah Cannon, former point guard for Murray State Racer basketball, is also a fan of Savy Brands Clothing. He was featured in a commercial to promote the brand before going on to play for the Houston Rockets.
He's a good friend of mine. I admire him. He's very, very humble. He has a lot of hard work behind him and talent, and he's very supportive too. And so one of the first people, before he blew up, we actually did a commercial and he supported the brand. So yeah, Isaiah Cannon has been very, very helpful.
Kory says to anyone that has a dream, no matter how far-fetched it may seem, just go for it.
If there's something that you're interested in, no matter what people tell you, go out and do it. Strive for success, better yourself every day. If someone tells you you can't do it, don't listen to them, because if there's a will, there's a way, and if there's a way, you can succeed.